So, in my video that I titled The Pursuit of Happiness, where I was cutting out these guys, I was basically talking about how I want to, well, pursue happiness, um, and try to reconnect with parts of me that were more so like as a kid, like things I like to do, um, for fun, and things that I didn't take as seriously as I do now. Um, And one of those things that I want to try and get back into is reading. So I don't know if I'm going to start with The Handmaid's Tale, but I happen to just like find it on the end table here. I think my mom is planning on reading on it. Um, but I haven't read a book fully since college, which I know it's not that long of a time, but it's assigned reading. I haven't read for like myself. Um, a full book probably since grade school, which, I tried to pick up, I think it's actually down here. I tried to pick up, where is it? Because I think it fell in here. Yes, it did. Okay. I tried to pick up, Interview with the Vampire, and I really was liking it, but my trouble comes down to basically as soon as I would be like, okay, I'm gonna read for like an hour, and as soon as that hour was done, I'd put the book down and not come back to it, even though I was having a really nice time reading this one. Um, and I want to know more about what the hell is going on with what's her name, Claudia, and I had just gotten to the part where Claudia is a character, basically. Um, so yeah, I tried to pick this up and I just wasn't, like, every time I was trying to get into it, I was kind of forcing myself, and I don't feel like that's the right approach. And also, it would be a thing of like, I'm gonna do it for like an hour and then put it down. And I think that might be the wrong approach. I think I need to just pick up what I'm interested in, and if I'm into it, I keep going. And if I'm not, I pick up something else. Because I'm so like attached to my phone that even books that are interesting like this one, I just can't like get through without being like, I'm gonna go back on my phone now and like do something online. Like this Stephen King book that I'm that's sitting here too. It looks interesting. I don't think I haven't read a full Stephen King book. I picked one up in a library once and started to read it, and I was sort of into it, but I've also heard that he's a difficult read sometimes because he gets very into like description and stuff to the point where it pulls away from like what's going on. At least that's how like my grandma used to describe his work. And she couldn't get through like it. I remember someone in high school reading it and just being very slow with reading that book as well. I'm assuming that it's a bit of a more difficult read than something like this. This looks like a rather short, simple book by comparison, because the book looked like big and thick in high school. At least bigger than this. And let's see the print on this. Oh, it's not bad. I remember as well being really into Jodi Picoult's books, and like I think that actually was the last time I read through like an entire book on my own was Jodi Picoult. Uh, I think it was called like Spark or like Spark of Light or something like that. Her books are very, I feel, easy to digest, and but at the same time it also takes like these morally gray uh characters and questions and sort of like moral dilemmas and puts them into like a linear story that's very easy to understand, and you kind of end up sympathizing with each character in a way, and like it just brings up interesting questions about things like um I think Spark of Light was about like abortion issues, and another one I read called 19 Minutes, I think was the title, is about like school shootings and how they happen from a perspective of both the shooter himself and also the sort of girl he's obsessed with, um, or like friends with, like his only friend basically. And same thing with like Spark of Light. That is very like it's focused kind of on um, the collective of like different people going into an abortion clinic, um, and their different experiences and how like like some of them, even though they're going into to perhaps get an abortion or even just to get like medical uh just like protection, like birth control, it's all very different stories, um and it all pulls back into like the sort of talking points about it in a modern perspective, and it's interesting. So I think I would want to read more of her work as well. But yeah, this is basically the video where I hopefully um, am able to update in the future about if I'm reading again, because I'm trying hard to get away from just doom scrolling my phone all the time, and so turning back to books I think is a nice change of pace when I'm not streaming or gaming and looking at the cat. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye.